What it do, beautiful people, my melanated kings and queens. Welcome to It's Just a Conversations. I am your host, Just a Verse. Let's converse.
Yeah, I love it when you talk, baby. You're so smooth, like butter, cocoa. This is just a conversation. Tell me about it, do my mood and observation. That's something else to be patient. But we gon' take it, we gon' not be complacent. We cannot erase us. That's why the history and all our innovation. Just having conversation. Tell me about it, do my mood and observation.
What it do, beautiful people, my melanated kings and queens. We're going to jump right into this because we have on the show I was going to say my oldest friend, but I don't mean it in age. My longest friend, the friend that I've had the longest in my life, the person not related to me by blood that has known me the longest in this world, okay? And that is my girl, Cherron. And also we have our husband, Joel.
What's good?
Was good. Yo, first of all, thank you so much for coming on today. I just want y'all to know today is Joel's birthday. We are recording a day early so y'all can send happy belated birthdays to him. But happy birthday to you, Joel.
Thank you.
You know, Tim at, he's in his 40s, even though I know you look at him like he can't be. He's probably in his 30s, but he's in his 40s. And I have to mention this because we're talking about a couple in their 40s, much as they don't want to admit it. Because this month we have been talking about Black love. We've been trying to debunk this whole thing of, especially when it comes to our people, our melanated people, that we have all of these dysfunctional ass families, and we know that is not the case. So we about to show you some function. Now they dysfunctional, but not in a way, you know what I'm saying, that's bad for the show. Okay, they still can do what they need to do. Okay. So I'm so happy y'all are here. I've been looking forward to this. Before we start, I just want to point out to anyone that's been watching this whole month, right? If you remember the very first episode, Makai and Kiki was on here. They were on here. And Makai just had his name up, right? The second week, Jay and Shannon were on here. And I don't even know if they had their name up, right? The Michelle and Jay were on here, and cousin Paul and Shauna was on here. And I want y'all to know, the couple that has been together for the longest time did it right on the first shot. It says Joel and Cherron. It doesn't say Cherron and Joel and just Cherron or just Joel. It says it as a unit. We have the head. Just want to say, because people be forgetting about their significant others. They just be throwing in one name. They just making a group effort and be like, yo, it's us. You know what I'm saying? They got it right. So first of all, how long have you guys been together?
Together, this year will be, 18 years?
Okay. He got it right? You might get some tonight. All right. And how long have you been married?
So that part I don't remember.
Married right now?
You're not getting it tonight.
13 years.
Yeah, 13 years.
Damn. That's a kid.
That's a long time.
Yeah, pretty much. I was a teenage kid.
God damn.
That's a long time.
13 years.
And y'all still like each other, huh?
Yeah, but that's a big number.
Man.
It is, right?
I mean, I've been counting it in the whole thing. So the 18 is hey, that's a big number. But we actually been married longer than we was dating.
Mm-hmm. You've surpassed that threshold. What's crazy about that number, let's be honest, Cherron, of all the people we hung out with, if we would have put money on it when we were in high school, everyone would have lost the bet that Cherron would be the one married, settled down for the longest out of all of us.
Yep. Yep.
Nobody. So the lessons come early. The lessons come early in this, okay? You never know who's gonna be the one. You know what I'm saying? I would have never guessed that. So let's start off. How did you guys meet?
Joe was my supervisor.
Work romances.
He was supervisor.
And the supervisor. I say it like I don't know this already. Shame, Joe.
Wasn't my fault.
I believe you though. I believe you. But I'm gonna go ahead and let you. So how did y'all meet? Tell me what happened.
How did we meet?
Let's see here. I was a training supervisor. And
my supervisor. Exactly.
You try to put training in front of it like that doesn't count. I just trained her. I ain't actually
my supervisor.
And she kind of like invaded my space a little bit, and I just invaded hers right back, and it just led from there.
And y'all been invading each other's space ever since.
Hey, shit happens.
When did Cherron, being that Cherron was a wild soul.
That's how
Cherron was a wild soul. She was. Yo, let me tell you, I had different types of friends at that time. And what I loved about us the most, none of us were alike. We're alike in foundational things, but our personalities were just always so different. That's why people would bump heads, whatever the case may be. But we always came back around or whatever. But Cherron was always the wild soul, right? She no behavior. She'll tell you herself, I have no behavior. Her mouth worse than mine. Okay, borderline. We're about the same.
It depends on the day, the time, and the situation.
What day?
Yes.
Which day? The ones that end in Y? I'm just wondering. What time? What time? The ones that are on the clock? Okay, I'm just wondering. So, being that you were the wild soul, and I don't mean anything crazy. I could mean something crazy, but y'all don't need to know what I mean. Just know that she was the wild soul. She was the one. Actually, a lot of me comes from a lot of my friends. I myself, yes. But in terms of me going and shooting my shot, y'all have heard me say several times, I'll shoot my shot. I get stuff like that from Cherron. Like, she was my hero when it came to stuff like that. I could tell y'all some things that she taught me, but my daddy gonna watch this. So, anyway, no, but I'm praised to these days. Oh, never mind. I digress. So, what was different about Joel than to make you say, you know what? I think this might be some.
He accepted my crazy. I scolded him and he was okay with it. Like he matched my crazy just a little bit more than what it was. And it was just like, oh, okay. And then he talked and we had good conversation. There was no pause, same sense of humor, same likes as in how we would prefer to spend our time. But it was mainly that first part. When I said you wasn't going no place, where you going? And I was sitting outside the house looking, he said, where you at? And it spotted me, as opposed to, other niggas, they be on some more, oh, you doing too fucking much, and I don't got no time for this. He was just like, where you at? Came over and said, where we going? And I'm still like, well, where were you going? You said you were staying inside. He said, I'm going with my aunt. You want to take me? Yeah, because I want to see if this is really where you was going. And he was like, okay. And we went by his aunt.
I was going to get some food. I was hungry.
So, Joel, I asked you the same question. You met her, and Cherron was Cherron. And this is younger Cherron too. Like, this ain't younger Cherron.
Why are there different stages of Cherron?
Oh, there's different stages of me too. But there's different stages in Cherron. She has
wait till I tell you what her first question was to me.
What was her first question?
Stephanie, you know.
They don't know.
First question was, what are you working with?
That sound like my girl.
And I gave her the answer.
He told me this. I'm like, I don't think I believe that, because he said he got 3 kids with the same woman, right? And he said she big. How you get 3 kids? How you stay around for 3 kids if he only got a little dick and you a big bitch? It gotta be more than that. It gotta be more than that. You gotta have something, or at least you have to know something with what you have, because
Right.
it don't. I said, okay, let's find out. And
Because
then
the math wasn't mathing.
The math wasn't mathing, and the math still wasn't mathing, because when I thought I found out, I thought he didn't have nothing. You remember I called you complaining, and you was like, you always asking for something different. You said you like him. You said you could talk to him. Just forget about his dick. And I'm like, I don't know if I could do that. What the fuck?
You know what? I would never take that advice from myself. But it sounded good for you. I would never take that advice from myself. But it did sound
crazy.
Good.
That's crazy. That you wanted me to stay with no dick and have conversation all the fucking time. I wasn't okay with that. But then I found out bitch got dick. Like, where the fuck were you hiding it?
And this is why they work. Because you guys see how he didn't flinch? It's like, whatever. It is what it is.
And then when I called you and told you that, you stayed on the phone laughing.
I did.
I remember I was standing outside the basement part with the baggage and all that shit. And I ran out the room for you. And I talking to him like, Stephanie, oh my fucking God.
She said it came out of nowhere.
It came out of nowhere. I'm about to go back inside and find out what happened. But for right now, nigga, you gotta think. Oh, it's good times.
Lord heaven's mercy.
And then fucked him in the fucking manager's office.
Did I forget to tell y'all to put y'all kids to bed? I love it. This is why
your daddy gonna be listening to this. Oh no.
This is why I'm definitely gonna tell Makai to watch, and I'm gonna say, please make sure you call Brianna, because Makai and Brianna are god siblings and they treat each other as such. So I'm definitely gonna have them watching this so they can see how Auntie Cherron gets.
Your daddy is gonna be watching this. He's gonna be like, the next time he see me, he's just gonna be like, you just nasty. Jesus.
You know what he gonna say?
You got
all that damn fucking when you should be getting a job. That's what he gonna say. You know he. This is why you ain't working 2, 3, 4 jobs.
She's doing 2 jobs.
I was doing 2 exactly.
I don't care. You should have 3. If you have time for that, you have time for 3. That's what he would say. You know that. Okay.
Back to your original question.
When he watches this, he's gonna call me and be like, "That's right. You should have a job."
But back to your original question. It was basically the conversations that we had. Like she said, it was always good conversation. Every time we were supposed to link up, something would happen. Either I would have to leave or she would have to leave. So we spent the majority of our time on the phone.
Yeah, but you know what? Me and Joe wasn't even supposed to be together.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was just looking for somebody to fuck.
Oh, I know.
And so that's what he means. Like, something always came up. Every time we were supposed to link up to fuck, something would happen. Just something would happen. And we wouldn't be able to. And we just ended up talking. And
imagine what happens when you get to know people.
You know, I didn't know that.
You'd be like, oh snap, I'm gonna marry this nigga.
I was like, what is happening? You wake up one morning, you're like, you still here? Oh my God.
And I'm letting you. Okay.
God damn. Okay.
Not me not minding. So y'all had not, you know what? I said this on every episode this month, and I'm going to say it again. And anybody who's been watching, you know what I'm about to say. It's so funny. Every couple that I've spoken to this month, communication has been some part of the strength of their relationship.
Yeah.
Whether it's the communication from the beginning, whether it's the communication in the rough times, whatever it is. But communication just comes up. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, Cherron, she can communicate. And she can communicate in a very harsh way when she's ready. And Joel, yeah. The two of y'all just, if y'all see them out, just don't start nothing. Just go about your business. You don't want the smoke. So how do y'all? You guys both have very strong personalities. You guys are both y'all are smart people. You guys both know what you want and know what you don't want, know what you're willing to tolerate and what you're not willing to tolerate. That's how y'all been for as long as I've known y'all as a couple, which is y'all whole relationship, because I've been there, period. So how do y'all figure it out when shit goes crazy?
You want to tell her what I told you in the car the other day?
It ain't easy. It's not easy.
But it's worth it?
Because my stubbornness and her stubbornnness,
Mm-hmm.
it clashes a lot.
You're not going to tell her what I told you in the car. You don't forget.
I don't forget.
Joe don't listen.
Lack of communication. Didn't I just give y'all praise for communication?
Yo, he don't listen, okay? Nah, I told him that because we clash about like travel times, where we should go first. You already know you and me learned to travel through Auntie Lori. And that means saving gas, saving time, doing it in a circle if you can, or whatever it is. Joe don't believe in that. Joe think that every route that he take is the shorter route. Okay. When it comes to building things, whether we were here in this house or any of the apartments that we've been in, there's always this clash because Joe knows what to do and I don't know. But Joe don't know what to do, and my daddy was the carpenter.
Right.
That, by the way, hung up a person's light with speaker wire. That's a carpenter.
But still, he don't know more than what I know, and I be trying to tell him, and we be butting heads. So I said to him the other day, I said, let me tell you something. We understand you're an alpha male, okay? But what we also need to understand is that I'm an alpha female. That does not mean that the two of us need to be clashing. This is not competition, okay? I said, because, your Aries nature makes you want to do everything better than everyone else, and you don't want to hear what anybody else has to say, because you already know. You don't want to hear. But it's not a competition for the two of us. What it means is that we are halves. You have some skills that I don't have. I have some skills that you don't have. And we are supposed to help each other. And even though he's saying he don't know, I know he know, because he didn't say anything after that. He was quiet. He didn't have his face screwed up. He didn't look like he had an attitude that I was going to catch some shit later on or nothing. He looked perfectly fine. And then like a little bit after that, I guess he got the proof, because I'm not good with directions. You already know that. And he was explaining to me. So it was kind of like, so I'm good at directions. She ain't shit when it comes to directions. Okay. And she can judge. I can tell you if you could park in the parking spot without just looking at it. He'd be like, nah, you can't fit. Bitch, you can fit. Like, stop playing. You want me to do it? Do you want me to do it? No, he don't want me to do it.
But I love that, because society will have you believe that alpha females have no place in relationships, or they have to get some little, dude that
listen to everything they say. And
that's not necessarily the case.
Really.
Say that again.
I don't think most alpha females, I don't think they want somebody that they can be like, do this. You need to do that. Do it like this. At some point, you get tired.
Well, it all depends. It all depends, because if the alpha woman enjoys doing stuff like that, then she's gonna find somebody that she can bitch.
Yeah, but I think at some point everybody is looking for somebody that they can match. Like, I mean, I get it. I might not be able. I can't fix a car, or I can't determine certain things. For instance, me in direction. You tell me go south. 9 times out of 10, I'm going not even north, but I'm probably going west or east or whatever it is. So it's like just being able to say to me, babe, you're going the wrong way. It's supposed to be this way. And explaining it to me, that is better than you going the wrong way, bitch. You supposed to turn this fucking way. Where you going? Or how they say, black people say, where you going?
That's my mother all day. That's my mother all day. I'm sitting there talking to her, doing whatever, and she'll just let us pass right by the exit.
Yep.
Heck, mommy, I missed the exit. Oh, what? Or we'll pass and she's like, where are you going first? That's the other one.
Yes. I do that as well too. I'll say certain things like, so what are we doing now? Where are you heading to first?
Niggas gonna nig every time.
That
But what I'm
crazy
hearing,
when you want to go here and then come back here and then go back up there, nah, gas is
you
too
already know.
expensive.
Yeah, we gonna map this out right. We gonna go ahead and hit this so that by the time we finish, we back at the crib and it all makes sense, you know.
Exactly.
But people
don't
don't
understand where I learned it from. It was Auntie Lori.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, a lot of times, I'm sure there are exceptions to the rule. I'm sure there are some women that they do want to be able to dominate their man or whatever.
Yes.
But there are a lot of alpha females that are not alpha females by choice, but instead by circumstance. Because I had to figure shit out on my own. I use this example all the time ever since I did it a couple years ago. You can't tell me nothing. But I'm fix my little breaks. You know what I'm saying?
I knew it. The break.
Okay. Period. Okay. I did not want to do it. I enjoyed doing it when I got to, but I didn't want to do it. But it was too damn expensive. And I didn't know any, because you know us. I gotta know the mechanic. I don't just go there and end everybody. And the only people I done got to know so far is at the tire shop. You know what I'm saying? And it was too expensive at the time. So I had to figure it out. Now, because of that, we joke that, damn, I ain't never gonna get a man now because now I know how to fix it. I keep it a secret. But the thing about it is, if I have a man around, he doesn't necessarily have to know how to do it. I'll never forget Bishop Tool in Georgia was like, there's certain things he doesn't know how to do, but he knows the phone number to somebody else who does know, and he has the account to be able to pay for it to get done. You feel what I'm saying? So it doesn't necessarily have to be you have to outshine me by knowing how to do this. But if you can just handle this for me so I don't have to do it, great. But guess what? If you can't, I'm Lori's child. If nothing else, my mama gonna make it do what it do. You don't want to help us move? Oh, we gonna figure it out. And we gonna get every piece of furniture in here and set it up by ourselves. Oh, you won't come set up our speakers? That woman done wired so many things, and I guarantee you none of it is correct. But it always works. It always works. Speakers get down everywhere, and I know this junk is not right. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
She'll be putting, so it's a miracle how she hasn't shocked herself or anything worse. You know what I'm saying? I don't let her do it now. She got pacemaker, so we can't do these things. But we make it do what it do. So it's not necessarily that we're being alphas because we want to. But then after doing it so long, it just becomes part of your personality. It's part of your nature. Now you got to either match this or figure something out. And I love how, Joel, you're able to. I've never seen, even when you right, wrong, whatever, you can humble yourself, yes, but I've never seen you like, excuse me, y'all, bitch up on this. And I say that, excuse me, because people may take offense to me saying it like that, but it is what it is. Y'all know what I mean when I say bitch up. So I've never seen you like bow down to her. You honor her as this is my wife, which is going to bring me into my next set of questions. But I've never seen you play like the punk role behind her. And in turn, Cherron has submitted more than I've ever seen her do with anyone else.
Tell me about it. He has never heard me yell. Aisha was shocked. She was like, Joe's never heard. I said, no, to be honest, it's that you have it's like you know when you have kids and you got multiple kids, they're not the same kids, so you got to treat them differently. I had to adjust to deal with his temperament and his temper as well. It's like it doesn't make sense to me to come yelling at you and you're not going to hear what I'm saying. I need for you to hear what I'm saying. So I got to say it to you in a way that I can get you to understand what it is. You know, so me back then, like if I would have come at Joe like that, girl, listen, we'd be like Krishan and Blueface. And
then one time.
Shut up. and that's not cute. So
it's not, and that's the whole, well, one of many reasons for the whole, this whole month. And it's no diss to them, but it's just that I think
nah,
that this
isn't
next
this to them? They
generation.
need to get their shit together.
What I'm saying is this generation. I'm not calling. They're
right.
They're called out because they're
this
on.
Generation of blue faces, which are a whole bunch of pussy ass niggas.
He's not the first one. She's not the first one.
No, they're not.
You know what I'm saying? Except they're just they're the ones that you're seeing all the time. But people wouldn't watch them if they couldn't relate to them. So because they're able to relate to them, you have a whole generation, and there are exceptions to this, but you have a whole generation that thinks that toxicity is the way to go. That's what, you know what I'm saying? It's just, he don't love me unless this, that, you know what I'm saying? Unless he, do whatever it may be, and I ain't talking rough sex. I'm talking like you just wilding out on people and doing weird shit. Like, nobody got time for that. And that's why when we were doing Cherron and Cherron, when we were doing Makai and Kiki's thing, and Kiki was like, I don't feel like getting to know nobody else. Yardley was like, at the end of the day, ain't shit out here. And the reason why ain't shit out here is because you have a bunch, and then you have a bunch of people that think like this, and then the 30-year-olds and the 40-year-olds, they trying so hard to be cool that they just conforming to what the 20-year-olds are saying instead of leading them and showing them, nah, there's a different way of doing this. They're now saying, oh, all of my idiot teenage ways of thinking was correct. No, they're idiot teenagers and 20-year-olds. Don't go back and think that it was correct because they're now walking the same path you walked and got through. You know what I'm saying? So things like you being able to say, I know if I yell at him, he's not going to hear me. You didn't say, I know if I yell at him, he's going to yell back, which I'm sure it plays a part too. But your main objective is to figure out a resolution to whatever it is. In order for me to do that, I cannot behave a certain way because he's not going to hear it and it's going to be counterproductive. And people need to hear that. You know what I'm saying? So you guys got married, guys chilling. Cherron, you came on the show before concerning this. You guys are out there living your lives and doing what you got to do. And suddenly, child, I'm supposed to work out because I'm trying to get fine. Y'all don't pay that no attention. Hold on. I'll do it right after the show. Okay, waistline going down. But I digress. All of this is happening, and suddenly Cherron gets hit with cancer. I bring this up because, Joe, I loved you before, but I promise you, ain't no love like the love I have for you after seeing how you handled everything through that. The way, child, I'm gonna cry, and I'm a G. I ain't doing that on here. But the way you did everything, the way you were just so like the world stopped. The world stopped. You know what I'm saying? And you did what you needed to do as a husband. And I just, I know I've said it before, but I'll say it a million more times, man. I thank you because mental has a lot to do with the healing process as well. And I believe if you were stressing her out during that time, it would have been worse for her. So I ask you, I don't think I've ever actually asked you, how was it for you during that time? I've talked to Cherron, but I don't think I've ever really talked to you about that.
That time, it was definitely hard because when we found out about it, the only thing that I can do is just tell her I'm sorry. I know I didn't physically cause this, but the only thing I can do is just tell her I'm sorry because I never meant for anything like this to even happen to her. So it broke me down to a point to whereas I got to be strong for her because if I'm not strong for her, she's not going to want to fight. I want to make sure that she has somebody in her corner that regardless to what happens, I'll be right there. I will always be right there. I would never let her do anything by herself again. Anything. It doesn't matter what it is. And I stand the same way back then. I stand the same way now. Cherron is pampered morning, noon, and night. I've been home on OJI for a whole year.
I can attest to this, y'all. He ain't lying.
And still, I won't let her lift a finger for anything unless I can't physically do it. And it's getting a little bit harder right now on me, especially with my left hand.
Mm-hmm.
But still, I wait on her hand and foot, regardless to what. That's my baby.
And you know what? He is not just talking out the side of his neck, y'all, because I've actually seen it. My mother's seen it. You know, Makai has seen it. Like, we're all looking, because again, you guys have such strong, crazy personalities. It's not that I expected you to be on no bullshit, you know what I'm saying? But the way, like, you've always been a teddy bear as far as I know, because I know that you just love her. You've always loved you some Cherron, yes, whatever. But you always had like this to you as well. And it's not that is going away, but I think you allowed the teddy bear side of you to be exposed a little bit more, a lot of bit more. And it's beautiful, because keep in mind, for any of you who did not watch this, Cherron had breast cancer, and at the same time she was pregnant. So this is a double whammy going on. So now you got to go through chemo and all of that. Then we had COVID to come right on the perfect storm. There are many healthy relationships. And when I say healthy, I mean physically, medically healthy relationships that didn't make it through this time. And it looked like you guys just grew stronger and stronger. Cherron, with you being an alpha female, how did it feel when he first, like, did you expect him? That's the first question. Did you expect for him to react the way he did and, you know, just kind of drop everything to cater to you?
Yeah.
He's showing you that side? He ain't show us, but he's showing you that side?
Yeah. Joe has taken care of me. Because remember, I've been sick, like, with other issues from even before that. And Joe has been there. He has never said ew. He's never been like, oh my God, what are you doing? He right in there, hands on. Whatever.
And I remember you changing the stuff, the bandages, whatever. And he was in there getting, I didn't even want to look. You were like, look. And I'm like, damn, yo. But he was in there getting it in, just handling it.
Been on it. I was just hoping, you know, that he didn't crumble, because it's like, regardless of what, the both of us, we do depend on each other. We do lean on each other. So if the other one isn't here, I'm not too sure how long the other one would last. So what happened?
I did a lot of my crying behind closed doors.
I didn't get to do no crying, because if I cried, then you get upset, and I didn't want him to be upset. So I was just sleep on the couch, because I couldn't lay down after all the surgeries and everything. And he'd be sleep on the couch with me. But I'd spend that's when I cried, when you were sleeping.
Sorry, I had to go to work.
I know. I'm just saying, you know. But it also wasn't too much crying, because Black women ain't got no time for that.
These are facts. These are unfortunate facts, but these are facts.
You know, once it would start, I'd be like, yeah, you need to stop that. This ain't gonna work. And then it was like too much other things taking place too, to really have that much time to sit down to cry. I was more scared about the baby. And the different side effects, you know, that took place. But I didn't expect for Joe to play the ass, as they say, at all. Joe was on point. Every appointment, he was there. The only time he wasn't able to go with me was right after we had the baby. And I had 1 month home, and then I had to start back up the different set of chemo. And Brianna was too afraid to deal with Caden, because, you know, he was preemie. So she was like, oh, he's too small. So it was like, okay, fine. Joe stayed home at that point, and then Garth would come and get me and her, and take me, and she'd go with me to my appointments and to chemo and stuff like that. But once Caden put on weight, he was like, what, 2-3 months? She was then comfortable with him, and she was home with him, and
he was back on.
every appointment. It's like if I show up at an appointment and he's not in there with me, before COVID, they'd be like, "Is Joe coming?" I'd be like, "Well, Joe's outside," because sometimes he'd be outside with the baby or whatever, and they'd be like, "Oh, okay," because they know like he's there, he's right there.
You're here by yourself. I don't understand what's happening.
Yeah, what's happening? Something's wrong. No,
okay.
He's outside. He's got the baby. Yeah.
That's so dope. And what's even doper about that is before this big whammy took place, he had already demonstrated to you the type of person that he is. You know what I'm saying? Which that was one thing you didn't have to worry about, and that's super dope. Together, you guys have, what is it? Six kids? Is it 6, 7, 6, 5, 7?
It's 7.
Oh shit! It is 7.
You got more than me.
Damn. My bad. So
it's 7. Yeah, it's 7.
Yeah, you had to count too, right? Like, damn.
Yeah, he forgot one, but he didn't. He said, "I don't think I forgot it." I'm like, okay.
It's 7, yeah. So you have
he got
4, and then you had 1, and then you guys had 2 together.
Yes.
How was it in the beginning with a blended family?
Brianna was easy.
Brianna just be chilling.
My very first time meeting Brianna was, I took her out for her birthday, and Ricky had some type of fit or whatever it was. She was going in a cab early in the morning to go get Brianna. I'm not letting her go by herself. I don't care how many times she's done it. I'm not letting her go by herself in a cab to pick a baby up. So yeah, I rode with them. I stayed in the cab. She went and got her, came back. We were staying at a hotel that night. I asked Brianna if she was hungry.
And that was it.
She said yes. There's a Burger King right across the street. Took her to Burger King, brought her over to the hotel room, opened up the door. She said, "Wow, is this where you live? This is nice."
And that was it. That was it. Food and a hotel.
But my
baby Brianna
was a lot of work.
A lot of work. What we're missing in this whole thing is that Joe was still married when I met him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So technically, I was the side chick, but I wasn't the side chick.
Right. We know. Well, they don't know.
I wasn't a side chick because I wasn't sneaking. He was living with me. They were separated.
Right.
Let it be told another way.
Right. Mm-hmm. No, I can bear witness to that as well. Yeah.
And I think the hardest part about blending families together is deprogramming kids.
Yes. Yes.
That is the hardest part. That honestly, us living through it and still living through it, you have to let the kids grow up and think on their own. You have to.
And it's hard to do it sometimes, but you have to.
You have to.
Because you never want it to be, oh, it's because you did this and you, y'all got, I'm giving you straight facts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Research, do whatever you got to do. But at the end of the day,
also, sometimes kids need to stop placing themselves in grown people's business. What's taking place?
They don't want to talk about that.
What's taking place between your parents is taking place between your parents. That got nothing to do with you. Your relationship with your mother or your father or whatever it is, that's completely yours. Ain't nobody here to take that from you. You know what I'm saying? But they get upset, and in certain cases I kind of understood because they felt like their mother was being the one that was hurt, not realizing that their mother had her own share of the problems as well.
But as children,
I don't even know what they're thinking.
As children, they fill in the blanks however they want to fill in, whatever makes sense to them. And when you're not mature enough to know what should make sense, you put whatever childish thoughts you have in your mind. And unfortunately, if they're not open, and this is for any child, if they're not open to correcting it as they get older, those childish ideas become their own factual reality in their own brains. So you could tell them 101 times that's not how that happened. Like you could tell them, but in their minds it's a fact because it's something that you ever hear somebody that lies so much that they swear the story's the truth. They swear that's how it went, and it's like, yo, that's not how it went. Like
I just told my 19-year-old this year exactly what happened between me and his mother. And he even sat back and he was like, that's not the way she told it. And it took Jada to confirm it to him. And then it was like a shock to him to where he just sat there and just shook his head and he wouldn't say nothing else. So I don't know if it's that point that he's processing what his mother told him to what the actual truth is or what, because he won't talk about it anymore.
Because at that time you got to now reconcile with, I may not have done certain things right. And here's the thing, right? Because I know we're not going to bash anyone. We can do that off screen. But I know there are situations where, they always say there's 3 sides to every story, So things, because of hurt, you're going to tell the story the way that you perceive it to be, whether it's a voluntary perception or an involuntary perception. You still tell it the way you perceive it to be.
Right.
And a lot of times when children get caught up in their parents' foolishness, again, they fill their minds with whatever facts. And if you're a little boy and you're a mama's boy, you're going to believe what mama says. That's why I ain't saying nothing to Makai. I don't got nothing to say. Ask your daddy. I don't know. I don't know nothing. Ask him. Okay. I can tell you how we met. I don't know nothing else after that. Okay. And I can tell you were in this world because of 112. I got that information for you. I don't know nothing else. Go ask your daddy. Because I know that my perception of things and my brokenheartedness at some point may seem a certain way. And maybe it was true, maybe it wasn't. I just know that how I think things went down, right? And in later years, conversations Makai has had, his father's seeing certain things totally different than how I'm seeing it. And it's just, we can talk later, girl. And it's just, kind of wild how that stuff will happen. So with that being said, we have this whole conflict. And full disclosure, the conflict, well, it was 3 of them. But then Jada said, I like it over here. So Jada came and actually got to get to know Cherron and so on and so forth. So it was 2 others that there was an issue with, right? So how do you guys deal with that? You, Joel, as the biological father of these children that have an issue with the wife that you love so much. And then Cherron, you as the stepmom that's like, listen, I love you. Okay, I could just as easily say fuck these kids, but I don't want to because I love you. Because I know my friend, I don't want to because I love you. So how do y'all deal with how have y'all and how do you continue to deal with that?
Well, I'm at the point now where I do say fuck them kids. No, because I think I did a lot. I tried to do what their own mother wasn't doing for them. And I tried to give them as well the different things that I personally didn't think that I received from my mother. The same way I did for Brianna. The same way I did for Javon when I had him. And it got to a point where it's like, enough's enough. I sacrificed so much so that the things that I could have done for my own kids, I didn't even do because I wanted to make sure that everybody had the same. I didn't want anybody to feel more uncomfortable than they already were feeling in a situation that, regardless of what, you're going to feel something. And it was like the disrespect, the the whole thing, I was like, you know what? Enough's enough. Like, y'all are all grown at this point. I don't have to do this shit no more. And to be honest, if we could go back, I wouldn't have done it then neither. Because what exactly have we really gotten from it? You know, I did it because also that's not how my stepmother treated me. You know, you learn from whoever it is, I guess, you know, that you deal with as well. And she never made me feel in any kind of way. She was like, you need this, we're going to get this. We're going to take care of whatever it is that you need. And that's how I felt. But also, I look at it too where, so he's American. I come from West Indian background. These children are definitely coddled. Like, you know, West Indian people don't say to you, oh, you shouldn't do such and such. West Indian people like, you stupid? What happened to you? I stick breaking your ear. What's wrong with you? You know, and they say things to you. And when I would talk to these kids and get in trouble, they'd be like, oh, this evil woman. And it's like, really, I'm not, but okay. You know, I even had to say to Jada, like, you know what? It doesn't really make sense for me to really be explaining too much to you, because how long have you known me? You don't remember my family? Like, they're still the same way to this day. So if you're looking for me to be, nigga, you came to the wrong spot. I don't know nothing else other than that. And I'm not really trying to learn nothing else other than that. At this point, it is. Take me for who I am or leave me be. But I am definitely on fuck them kids. Okay? I understand.
They're adults. Now they're adults, so we can say
them adults. Because I understand how you feel. I get it. And I see where I could have definitely have changed things. I could have really like just left them be. Then you really have a reason to be mad at me. And I'd be sitting here like, yep, that's understood, you know. But boys are mama's boys, you know, and they really are out to protect their mother. Yo, by all means, you do that, because that's all I want for my boys to do. For me. But the difference would be, if it was that me and their father had an issue, I'm not allowing them to turn against him. It's a thing of like Brianna and her father. If you want to play the fool and show your ass and not show her what she's needing, at some point she's going to grow up. And whatever her behavior is towards you, that's all on you. That ain't got nothing to do with me. The difference, though, between me and you, and she asks me questions, or I tell her the full story. I tell her exactly what took place, and depending on if she wants to know how I felt, I'll tell her how I felt. But no, this is what was said. This is how it happened. ... She get the whole shit, and then boom, you figure that out now. What do you want to do with that? Because if you were to ask me the question, I mean, you really want to know the answer. So I'm gonna tell you, all right? But no, I wouldn't be like, oh, you know, your father ain't shit. You know that, right? He ain't come by like he said.
And I'm so against that.
And he said he was gonna bring this and he was gonna do that. Oh, and now he got that new bitch. And look what that's for him and the kids, because I feel like when the kids get old enough and they can speak for themselves, you know, you train them to be able to speak for themselves. He's gonna catch his ass trying to explain to them. These two older ones that he have, the boys, like, yo, they haven't even been able to have a conversation like that because Joe never did anything wrong to them. They only got what they think their mother said, but then when the facts are coming at them in different directions, then they want to do other shit. Like, there's no acceptance of, yo, you really fucked up in what you thought was happening. Because again, you should have kept yourself in a child's place. It had nothing to do with you.
The only thing with that is children don't know how to keep themselves in their own place. Parents have to keep them in their place, and then they start to learn it and keep it going.
That too.
You understand? So that's where I say, where I'm like, there's certain things from my perspective I would explain to Makai, but if he asks me something concerning his father, I'm gonna let you hear from the horse's mouth, because I don't want to tell you what I think for you to later on come to me and tell me, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? Nah. So as time goes on, and I still encourage them to have a relationship, you know, and I know more stuff than he does, because, you know, I'll be on social media and stuff. Like, I just post stuff and keep it pushing. But I'll be like, you see no, I didn't see it. But you posted at the same time. I just post and leave. But so with that, you know, I'm able to see a lot of stuff that's going on, because I remain cool with, you know, his people, whatever, and he's able to see things and come to whatever conclusions that he comes to, and that's something that I always encourage. But Joe, for on your end, you're the bad guy. How does that, you know, affect your marriage, especially because if there's nobody else I can keep it real with, I know I can keep it real with the two of y'all. So especially with Cherron being on the energy she's on, how do y'all manage to still do what you got to do?
Well, because me and her both, we went through this together. So I understand how she feels. Yes, these are my kids. I love them. But at the same time, you're not going to sit there and you're not going to do the things that you want to do because of what your mother had told you. So I'm basically with her. If that's what you want to think, then go ahead. You think that, but you stay over there with it.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got time to fuck with you. We can say hi, we can say bye. There's been a hell of a long time that me and my sons didn't talk. Does it hurt? Yes, it hurts. But at the same time, I can't fuck with you. The shit that you've done to me for that, even though that's their mother, and the shit that she's done to y'all that y'all have seen, and you still want to protect it, keep that over there. Don't bring that over here. I don't want it.
I think it's important for people to hear this because some people will look and be like, "Oh, that's so mean," because everybody always seems to think because there's a blood relation that you're supposed to just be run over, beat up.
Time out to take care of you, and you didn't come from her. That takes a lot. And the only thing that a woman wants is the respect and the acknowledgement back. That's it. If you can't even do that, hey, listen.
Yeah.
It's to the points to where I can look at my sons and be like, yo, I love you, but I will fuck you up as a stranger with no problems.
Not as a stranger. But I feel it.
It doesn't affect me none. Because Cherron never understand. I don't like people. Okay? I hate people. So I have to have the conversation with you, I have to like you.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell off of one conversation with you if I'm gonna continue fucking with you or not.
Mm-hmm.
So I can drop people like I take a shit. It's no problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll do the same thing with my kids if I have to, because I have done it.
I said it to Makai one time. He got a little wild with me, and I told him straight up, I'm protecting my peace and my sanity at all costs. And anybody who knows me knows how much I love my Makai. But I told him if I got to cut you off, bro, to maintain my peace and my sanity, then that's what it's gonna have to be. That's what it doesn't mean I don't love you any less or anything like that. But like you said, if you're disrupting my peace, my sanity, I cannot allow it to be. I've told this to my daddy. I've told it to my mama. I told it to my grandma. I told it to my son. I told it to all of them. Because there comes a point, and this is something that's hard for people. They don't get it. When you say it, they just think that you're being evil and heartless. But keep in mind, at the beginning of the show, we've said they've been together for 18 years. He just said his 19-year-old, which means Cherron has been in their lives for damn near their entire lives. Yeah, and if someone keeps trying and keeps trying and keeps trying, how long do they try? And you give no response, or your response is disrespect. How long are they supposed to do that? Some people would get divorced off of that, knowing that the kids are wrong. And then lose out on the love of their life because I had to just stand because that's my blood. Sometimes people have to learn the hard way. You know, and I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. It's a reality, and this is what this month has been about. Black love.
If you really want to look at it, everybody always says blood is thicker than water. That's bullshit. Water is thicker than blood.
Especially Arizona water.
Yeah, it's something to do with that statement because they took apart from it, but it's supposed to be bigger. Or
family will fuck you over faster than a goddamn stranger would.
Because they take you for granted. You're always going to be there. They have nothing to lose. We're blood, so therefore I can do this And later on down the line, you have to forgive me because we're blood.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, I lived in your ball sack, so you gotta forgive me at some point. You know what I'm saying? But it's if you don't open up yourself to it, and even though it's not a happy subject, it's quite sad, you know. But at the same time, what I think is beautiful is y'all being able to, Joel, being able to
Say
see
fuck
the
them
big
kids with me.
picture. Huh?
Say fuck them kids. Say fuck them kids.
Do not say fuck them
What is
kids.
wrong with you?
Do not say that. Do not say that.
Say fuck
Do
them
not
kids.
say that.
You can
I'm
love
gonna
me
edit
and
it out if you say it.
I always say fuck them kids.
Fuck
Shit,
them
I just
kids.
said it tonight, this evening while we was at the dinner table. Man, fuck these kids.
70. Them kids.
Shit.
I'm not in the most loving way possible.
Respectfully.
Respectfully, right? Respectfully, fuck them kids. But we do have Jada, who
she be trying my patience.
Nasty too for a minute.
She be trying my patience as well too. And
but she try your patience like a child, not like your daughter now.
Listen, she be trying my patience. She's stuck. I realized that with her, she was like in a really awkward position because on one hand, you know, it's my brother and my mom, you know, and then they're telling me these things about you guys, and who's really supposed to like the side chick? The side chick is never supposed to be okay. But the very first time I met her, she was like 5'6" and smiles. And she's always been smiles. So she's always given me the benefit of the doubt. But when her mother starts pressing on her neck, she starts doing some dumb shit. Okay. And at that point, it's like, you know, I think that we have gone back and forth with this too much. Mm-hmm. That's your mom, Brandon. I want you to build that relationship with your mom. I am your friend. I am here for anything you want to talk about. I'm not here, but I feel that you need to deal with your mom 1st before me, and let's just go about it that way. And that's
I
it.
can respect that. And now she's there. Now y'all are grandparents and stuff. And that's just hey now. Last question before we go to commercial. You guys have 2 children together. So you brought in, and then you have 2 children together. How is it the family dynamic with these 2 that are y'all's versus I came from this side and I came from that side? How do y'all make that whole thing work?
When they were little, you remember seeing them when they were little. Javon, he didn't care. He was in the midst of everybody, and nobody treated him differently or anything like that. Brianna, on the other hand, you know how she was. Sometimes she and Jada would be friends. Sometimes she and Jada would be fighting. Then they'd be playing teachers in school together again. And then they'd be fighting. Right now, it's cool because Javon is 16. Brianna is 22. She's going to be 23. Jada is 23. She's going to be 24. And then, of course, Hayden is in the midst of this. He just turned 4. So Brianna and Jada, they're like this. Like, I love their relationship. And while it's a joke, it's not a joke. Brianna is Jada's baby father.
No, that's true.
Like,
I know.
Like,
I know.
That's
I was there. Jada was at work and she was home with the kids.
Yes. And Nazir runs to Brianna. Not like he's really attached to his mother, but anybody else comes second, it's Brianna. Okay. The 2 of them, Brianna said flat out to her boyfriend at one point, she was like, I'll never leave Jada alone with him. Like, why would I do that? That's my sister. That's my nephew / son.
Right.
You know, I will never. Javon's a pain in the fucking ass, Yo, when I tell you this man is like, oh, I argue with you and I know I lost the argument already, but I just do it because I just want to work your nerves. Like the amount of cuffs and licks that he get daily. Yo, why the three of us had to jump him today? Because he don't never shut up. Yo, he's that's annoying. Okay, but he be in the midst of them. They argue, they get along again. He be in his own world. He has a very, very good relationship with Jordan. I love that. But as for Coco, there is no relationship whatsoever. Even though him and Coco look 80% alike. Okay. But him and Jordan, they play video games together while Jordan is where he's at and Javon is here and they talking to each other, cracking jokes, whatever it is. Sometimes the two of them will get online with Joe as well and they'll play. But Javon and Jordan's relationship, I really like it. I like it a lot.
That's dope.
Caden is in the middle of this whole shit thinking that he is the same age as everybody.
I believe it.
So there are a lot of bad habits that have been picked up from Caden. Caden says the things that we don't want Caden to say at all. But Caden actually has spent more time with Coco than Javon, even though it's like twice. But Coco is good with him when they're together. Because Javon and Caden look a lot alike, which means Caden look like Coco too. So when they go to visit Miss Cookie, Coco's there. He'll be, up under him. And I haven't seen it, but from what I've heard, they're good. So, but Caden just thinks that he's the same age as the 20 and the 16-year-old. And it's like, no, you're not. No motherfucker be looking at people talking about this.
Is though.
You know what this means?
He's been here before. So
do you know what this means? This is what he does to you. Do you know what this means? Exactly. You can't even do it right, but you're talking about some.
But check this out. Who are his parents? Don't be blaming nobody.
You taught it to him.
I didn't.
You taught it to him.
He made me mad. And I said like this to him, you little asshole. And the motherfucker turned around and said, and has not stopped. Matter of fact, he did stop. Freaking Javon today says, Caden is like, what? He says, so of course Caden is like, and I'm like, yo, what the hell? Why would you remind him? Now when he's back with his teacher again tomorrow, guess what?
Well, maybe she'll just think he's counting and he loves the number one.
No, she came out. She said, does Caden say a word that kind of rhymes with itch? I said, oh.
And we can't say it's not you because at the beginning of this show,
I know it's me. But when I tell you these kids are different, our kids, when they try to curse like how we was cursing, they get popped up. You better not do it again. They be like, I'll never do it again. This one, he be looking at you and running a distance and then turn around and mumble some shit and then run off. And it's like, word.
I don't want to laugh.
Word. Yo, every day you got to fight with Caden about something. It's a test every single day, all day.
I forgot what it was the other day, but something had happened. I didn't want to laugh, but it was just too damn funny. So, whatever happened, he turned around. No, he turned around. And he was like, "Oh shit!" And I'm like, "Yo."
It's like I can't laugh for real.
But at the same time,
right now, the other day, him and Nazir was fighting over cars.
They always fighting.
All right. So the first time it happened, Caden told him, Nazir started crying. He told him, he's like, yo, shut the fuck up. So I'm like,
yes. Yes. When I tell you, he don't believe that he's 4. And he just turned 4. So technically we still thinking this is the 3-year-old.
Right.
He really think he grown. Like he think he big. He be huffing and puffing and like, and it'd be like, yo, if you don't get out of here, I swear to God.
I'm sending somebody to bring him to church.
Then you have Nazir that likes to fight.
A lot.
So now they was again fighting over cars. Nazir snatches the car from Caden. Caden snatches it back. Nazir turns around and grabs Caden by his throat, and he's yelling. So Kaden is just looking at him and just does the bang. So now Nazir just stops and looks at him like,
seriously?
No crying, no, just total shock. Like, you never did this to me before. What?
What changed? You've gone too far.
He argued with Brianna. He argued with Jordan. He argued with Jada. He argued with Javon. Listen. He's funny though. He's a character. So that's why it's like you end up laughing because, you know, kids say the darndest things. You know, Kaden, he be on another level. You just be like, oh my God, sir. You know, the lady asked for the order tonight for Joe's dinner. Kaden, everybody placed their order. Joe placed his order for him. It wasn't enough. He said, pizza. I want a pizza. And there ain't no damn pizza here. Shut up. What you offering the lady for? Oh my God.
So y'all understand. So that y'all can truly understand, right? If you can't tell by their accents, they're in New York. All you Southern people, that's like, oh my word. It's just different. It's just different. We just gotta. That's why I said I'm about to take. We should have kept y'all in Georgia. They might have had a chance. They might have had a chance. But I already told y'all New York is Sodom and Gomorrah for me. I don't get nothing accomplished when I'm in New York. Nothing. I'm just hanging up. I tried. Remember I moved back for a while? Mm-hmm. Started out great.
Mm-hmm.
Ended up terrible.
Yeah. We ain't do nothing I set out to do. I had to leave there. I said, I ain't gonna make it. It's too much fun. It really is. That's why, you know, when I hate going out there, but as soon as I'm at the airport to go out there, I'm excited. And then when I get there, I don't want to leave. But then when it's time to go, I'm ready to leave. It'd be the weirdest thing. You know what I'm saying? But y'all always give me my White Castle. Hey, y'all some real ones. Y'all some real ones. Like the last time, I ain't even think they were going to do it. They immediately brought me to get my White. And them things was fresh. Yeah. And Brenda, Jada, all of y'all, if y'all watch it, we ate some in the car before we got back to the crib. We did. We pulled over into the spot. And it was good. It was good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and hit this commercial right quick. When we come back, y'all gonna tell me something so that I can have hope. I've had 5 weeks. If I ain't at least I can't say married, because I don't know if I'm gonna marry anybody. But if I ain't at least in a relationship, I gotta let these hoes go and I gotta lock in. Okay, so squad gotta go, gotta get an MVP. So y'all gotta tell me something good on the other side of this break. Okay, we'll be back, y'all.
She thought walking away was hard to do until walking away led to truth. Discovering a peace that was hovering, but never before allowed to enter her soul. She thought she'd grow old and even cold. If life continued on the trajectory it was headed, complacency seemed inevitable. Until she took a look at herself and said, I'm betting on you. Exploring new worlds and new views, different energies and attitudes. Allowing her heart to be open, it became consumed by what could be described as a fantasy, far from tragedy, no. A dream that if told in a story would seem too good to be true. Taking the form of perfection, physical frequencies felt through erections, emotional energies flowing like oceans. Ocean brings forth life anew, birthing art inspired by Mahogany's muse. "30 is only a dream away, and Jess Copeland can feel it. Her unexpected journeys are filled with unpredictable obstacles, but she finds escape in her poetry. However, each rhyme she creates reveals that her life's path is still unwritten. Rather than face the unknown in fear, Jess cherishes a sense of peace in knowing every day she's given a blank page to fill with lines of her destiny, however colorfully chaotic it may be."
just a verse, just a thought. What to do, beautiful people, my melanated kings and queens. Hey, yo, can we please stop doing things to prove stuff to people? Your success does not need to be based on, I got a stun on these hoes. Your success does not need to be based on, oh, they didn't think I was going to make it, so now I'm going to make it and I'm going to prove I got something to prove. Stop that mess, yo. Your joy and your success comes from you and your hard work. I don't give haters, shout out to my haters, because of you, I'm greater now. Why? Why would you give people credit for trying to keep you from being at your greatest? That doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you give people your energy? People who are trying to see you lose. Why are you giving them your energy by doing stuff to make sure that they see? For what? That just doesn't make any sense to me. I block any and everybody. I don't care. You don't need to see that I'm great. I'm great. And I'm going to be even greater with you not being on my mind at all. Ain't nobody about to live rent-free up in this brain. I got too much stuff to be going on. I encourage y'all. This is going to be short, quick, and to the point. Yo. Stop. Stop that mess. I joined this whack. Don't congratulate your haters and thank your haters and all that BS. Don't live your life trying to prove to somebody that you are better than what they thought. If it's their loss, it's their loss. Keep it pushing. But let your gains be your gains. Your gains. Nobody else's but your gains. And be proud of yourself. And hold your head up high, knowing you did it. Despite you did it. That's what we need to be on. But I digress. Have a beautiful week and all that good stuff. And that's just the thoughts. So every 5th week we're gonna have just a thought, and that was the first just a thought, and that's called stop. I literally spelled it like that. STAP. Stop. It be like that sometimes. But let's get back to YouTube. So as you can see, I'm by myself. There's a suitcase behind me because I had to travel without a man.
Oh my God.
I went to Vegas and I was solo. I mean, I wasn't solo. Y'all was there. Shout out, y'all. But I ain't had no man. I slept in the bed by myself. I got drunk. I ain't even had nobody to drunk text. I ended up calling Keith because I ain't had no man to drunk text. So y'all tell me something good. How do we make it? How do we make it 18 years? What are the important things that people need to know? First of all, I think, Cherron, you should say what you said before and then tell it to them in American English so they can understand what you were saying.
Which part?
What you said in the car the other day. Everybody has their somebody.
Every moly bread have his own boom boom fly. Meaning there's always somebody for someone. Everywhere there is someone for everyone. It's just, I don't know. I feel like I wasn't looking for Joe. I wasn't. I think it comes when you're not paying attention, you're not expecting it. But sometimes I think sometimes it does show up and people are afraid because that match of energy, it frightens. So
you already know a lot of people are scared of change.
Yeah. But nowadays, I don't know. I'll be nervous because I tell them girls, Brianna and Jada, all the time, God forbid if something ever take place between me and Joe and I gotta be back out there, I'm going to fucking jail. These niggas be on some next shit. I'm gonna kill somebody if, like, there's a lot of shit that we dealt with when we were younger that we should not have accepted. Niggas say shit, they do things, and you just be like, oh, okay. You talk shit amongst your friends, but to him, you don't be like, nigga, fuck you. Like, really? Nigga, I can find somebody else. Them, I be trying to get them to be on that from now.
Right.
Consider all the niggas to be the middlemen when they start their bullshit. Like, you already know what you like, what you don't like. Stop making exceptions for fucked up niggas. That damn Janae Aiko song where she was talking about, I made you what you were. Like, nigga, when I met you, I didn't even like you. But I gave you the opportunity and you still turn around and fuck me. Go back to that feeling. Don't even make that feeling something. If there's something about you that I don't like, that I'm not feeling, then you need to step aside, because who is supposed to show up can't get here if your fucking ass is here. You need to move with your bullshit. Pass out.
Oh, so, that's a word. Who's
like,
supposed to be here can't be here.
They can't, because you right here blocking my fucking blessings. Get out. Go on. You coming at me with some bullshit. Like, again, we know what we want, what we like. So just, stop making exceptions for the fucked up ass niggas out here. The first fault for me would be when they walking around here with these tight ass pants. Don't come over to me with your pants tight, nigga. You need to go someplace. Why are you and me going to shop at the same store together and trying to figure out whose pants is this gonna be? Strike one. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you if I gotta hide my closet from you. No. I need a big pants leg nigga that's supposed to be coming my way. And he not gonna come and talk to me because he see you tight foot self standing here in my face, blocking him from being able to say, hey, I wanna talk to you.
I feel you though. I do feel you. And I love the part because every couple has said, I wasn't looking for anything. I ain't looking for nothing now. I'm just saying a bitch is open. You know what I'm saying? But roster's still there. But in case anybody wants to be MVP, let me know. What about you, Joe?
A relationship has no handbook. No handbook whatsoever. So it takes time. It takes a whole lot of patience. It takes respect. It takes communication. And it takes a lot of love.
But she's saying how she get that. How people gonna get that.
How people gonna get it? It just falls in your hands.
You could also be a full-on nigga. So like you meet him, right? And you be like, so let me tell you what I want.
Yeah.
I need a relationship. No.
That's why the first thing she asked was, what are you working with?
Okay, but still, I want a relationship. I need you to be here for me. Like you can list the whole shit and you can let him know, if you don't do that shit, fuck the bye-bye. I'm gonna cut you. So don't waste my fucking time if you're not gonna do what the hell it is I'm telling you I want. You gonna do this? You gonna do this? You better say yes in the right way, or I'm a exactly. Hem the nigga up. Be like, let me tell you something. I got no time for this shit. I got no fucking time for this shit. I only got time for shit. Okay? So, sir, you gonna do what I want? No? Pass out.
I think I'm gonna take all of the advice and just take pieces from everyone. I keep a knife on me, so I might mean it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. You play around if you want to. I told you what I want. I'm gonna slice you.
Full disclosure, my problem is people always trick me into getting into relationships. Cherron, you know me. With the exception of my first Cuban boyfriend, I don't think I've ever been with somebody that I wanted to be in a relationship with when I met them. It's just somehow it just happens to, like, either we supposed to just be cool, either we supposed to be smashing, whatever the case may be, and all of a sudden, girlfriend starts flying, and I just be like, okay, and guess who? I'm joking, guess who?
Well,
but it's never.
You get tricked, you say, the next time you get tricked, you say to him, oh, you said girlfriend. Do you know what girlfriend means? Because if you don't do what I think girlfriend means, I'm going to cut you. So you better ask me what girlfriend means so I can tell you what it is that I want. Because if you're not giving me what I want, I'm gonna cut you because you wasted my fucking time by calling me your goddamn girlfriend and tricked me into this motherfucking relationship, bitch. You gonna get beat.
Just simple and ask him, what is he here for?
What you want?
Joe is like, okay, so
What
what you want, sir? Chop chop. Talk fast. What you want?
I'm proud of myself because there was one situation where he's still trying to trick me, and I'm like, no, because we already discussed in the beginning.
Give him that old school line. Tricks are for kids, my man.
Cause I know I am never.
Tell me you ain't never used that shit on nobody.
No, I ain't never used that shit. Did I use it on you?
Okay.
I'm never going to get tricked into anything else. Cause I do know that much. Yeah. And it's not to say that the boyfriends didn't end up being like, I've had some that I really grew to love and care for. And, they were wonderful people. But I was thinking back and I said, dang, I know when you hooked me up with that first one that I was like, okay, let me go ahead and hablo español with this nigga. You know what I'm talking about? And he was cool. And that was
an apology for that 16. One though too.
Huh?
I owe you an apology for that one
do,
too.
But it's all right. Yeah, you do, but it's all right. But I was 16, you know what I'm saying? And he was cute and he really was a sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? He really was. That was the only guy that I can remember getting with that I wanted to be in a relationship when the whole thing popped off. I cannot think of another one. I don't give a damn how long. I almost got married to, and I still, in the beginning, that's not what it's supposed to be. Bitch write a poem and niggas think it's about them, and all of a sudden, maybe that's another thing. Maybe I just need to stop doing poetry. Maybe I need to start doing poetry.
Stop thinking that everything is about them. That's it. This is not about you. Don't worry, sir. It's not you. It was somebody else.
Well, I thank you too for coming on. I thank you for being exactly who I know you to be. I thank you for being raw and, because people got to hear the sweet, because they've heard the Jesus people.
Oh, Lord.
They've heard the young people. They've heard the Jesus people. They've heard the in-between, and then they've heard you. So they've heard the whole spectrum.
You need to follow what I'm saying. Cut a nigga. Let him know. Or don't just cut him. You gotta let him know what's gonna happen. It's like when you tell a kid, because men are like children. You gotta let them know. If you don't do this, I'm gonna bust your ass.
So there are options, right? So you can do that. You can pray about it. Y'all go to church together.
You can't pray to Jesus how to cut a nigga.
Just don't give your all in one shot.
To pray about.
Right? Do not give your all in one shot. You got to spread that shit out so you don't get cut.
Ooh, the nigga?
The nigga, the female, whoever.
Everybody. Because this is a whole other episode. But I am a believer in dating. When we first meet, I'm not finna cut everybody off. I used to do that dumb shit. Mm-hmm. When we first meet, all of a sudden you say Grand Rising a couple of times and I done cut everybody off because you're the one. So I'm not about to do that junk no more. So I get it in terms of, and then if we get to that point, then we can have a conversation about what it is. Like, if you ain't figured out, first of all, if you ain't figured out what I want by now, then maybe we don't need to have that conversation. Because if we talk long enough, I'm feeling like, we can have a clarity conversation.
Make sure you read between the lines.
Oh, see, that's
because if a nigga keep talking about, I'm gonna come see you, and never shows up, guaranteed that nigga got a wife and a couple of kids at home.
These are facts. I've never slept with a married man, just so y'all know, because I know I'll be talking some wild shit.
So you threw shots?
Huh? No, I wasn't. Oh, Lord. I bet you think this song is about you. I was not talking about you.
Side chick.
I just be saying I be on some wild, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say I ain't never do
seriously don't know. I ain't never slept with no married man neither.
You married you messed with a separated.
I didn't consider myself to be married. We was already basically in 2 different homes and everything else. So I didn't consider myself married.
See? There you go. Boom. we're gonna have to go before this goes any further. And then I don't know. So I thank you guys for coming on. You guys are awesome. I do love y'all and I appreciate you, especially Joe. You coming on your birthday. You ain't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all went and had an early dinner. So I appreciate that. I'll be out there soon. And when I come out there, we can, feast on some White Castle, and then Cherron can bake cakes. And there'll be White Castle cakes.
So we have the crave case waiting.
And
they got a word. Okay.
It's called Party Craze from Fanta. Yeah. Yo, this soda tastes like cotton candy. Yeah. It's like a peach, vanilla cream, strawberry. You get it all.
What's it called? Hold on, we about to end the show in a minute. What's it called?
It's the Party
Craver.
Yeah, that shit is orange colored too. That shit is amazing.
Party Craver Punch.
That right there is trouble because you're not supposed to drink soda like that, but that shit right there, oh my god.
Okay. Well, I want an infused something when I come. An infused cake or cupcake or cake.
That's fine.
I gotta get more oil.
Or cake. I'll be there in June. All right. With that being said, love you guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you guys for watching. Oh, where can they find y'all? Do y'all want them to find y'all on social media or not?
You can find us.
Okay, so where can they find y'all?
Yeah, we don't do shit.
Mine is what Cherron Walters. I think something on fucking Facebook and TikTok. What I don't even know. What? Listen, okay, this is when the age starts to show because I don't fucking remember all of that. Listen, you find me if you find me. Look at Stephanie shit, then you might find my shit. That's the only. I'm supposed to remember the names. My name, I know my name. I don't remember what names. I think on Instagram, I'm Mrs. Joe Doe or some fucking shit. No, you find me if you find me on Stephanie shit. Yeah, I'm turning 45 this year. That right there showed it all. Fuck it. I don't look it. That means a lot.
That's why I love my age. That's why I love my age because I love telling people. I love when they card me.
I don't know. 45 just sounds really, really scary because black people don't seem to want to make it past fucking 50.
But you know what? You look good, so that's all that matters.
I don't want to look good in the casket. What the hell?
But oh dear Lord. Okay.
Okay. I want to be 50 looking good and make it
50. You will be, and you'll be 60 looking good and stuff.
All
Girl,
right.
we're gonna talk in a minute. I'm finna go. Bye, y'all. Y'all say bye to the people. And y'all look at the picture I put up for y'all for the ending.
No, I'm scared of this picture.
Remember, you can find It's Just a Conversations and so much more at melanatedverses.com. Also, follow me on social media platforms at Melanated Verses.
This is just a conversation. Everybody don't know more than observation. Tell enough to be patient, but we won't take you, we will not be complacent. We cannot erase us. That's part of history and all our innovation. We just having conversation. Everybody don't know more than observation. This is just a conversation.